That's just nasty.
That's nasty.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's video. Not a whole lot of exciting things happening, just kind of slow, obviously, with the with all the quarantine and everything going on. So usually never get to worry about the looks of this car, hence why it looks like crap all the time. I honestly haven't done anything aesthetically to this car for about like 2 years. Just been mainly working on drivetrain and motor, etc., and braking it. So with all this time in the quarantine, I've began repairing some fiberglass fenders that Derek let me have since he's Sylvia front now. However, they weren't in perfect condition, obviously. There's a bunch of cracks and whatnot. This side actually was completely split in half. I didn't record repairing that. I kind of just went ham for a few days, and then Derek came over and busted his wide body. So if you guys haven't watched that, watch that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited with how this came out. However, there's some imperfections, like these little cracks. Honestly, I sanded this fender perfectly smooth as well. Like, you literally couldn't feel or hardly even see these anymore. So I'm gonna have to go over some things before I'm completely happy with it. So I guess today's just gonna be another day of sanding for me. So yeah, we'll get started on that. Aside from the glass work that I've gotten done on the fenders, I do have my side skirts sanded down, front bumper. I do have a few minor glass repairs I'm going to do on it. So I'll record some sort of glass repair, but honestly it's such a hassle, and honestly, in my opinion, a waste of time to be recording all the glass work that I'm doing.
Money posse.
we're back again. Kind of hard to film myself and do all this body work at the same time, but we got a major progress update today. I did finish the side skirts. I didn't film any of that because I wanted to mainly focus on figuring this out, because you know, this is my first time trying to attempt an actual decent paint job. This is just spray paint that is has the same paint coat as my car, so I'm attempting to make them match. They turned out pretty well. I don't have enough for more than one coat, so these are only everything's only going to be coated once, but I put like 2 or 3 coats of clear coat, so they turned out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, honestly. I think Derek's going to be coming over. He is going to bring the buffer and whatnot over so that we can get this turd cleaned up. Obviously it's super dirty from being around all this body work and mocking up and whatnot. I still have 3 more pieces to do. One being the back bumper, the driver's side fender, and the front bumper, so those need some body work. I did get the hardest body piece of them all done. The camera doesn't really pick up all the little imperfections. It's not perfect, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I'm gonna go ahead and begin by giving this turd a wash, and then I'm gonna tape up all the like trim and everything so that when Derek's polishing, he doesn't really have to worry too much about that. This is my makeshift paint booth that I made. It worked out pretty damn well. There is no ventilation, so you gotta wear a good mask and get in and out of here quick because it stays in here. My main man Derek here, gonna give her the waxy washy.
I just fart on.
Quarantine's looking good on our cars right now. Not on me necessarily, or this ugly ass.
Because all your body panels are off.
No, I was talking more about my face, but
That ain't ever gonna get cured.
Derek put a HUD cluster in here. Looks pretty sick, other than the whack ass sticker right in the middle.
I'll feel it.
But it's looking pretty custom. So while Derek buffs out the turd, I might be over there doing all the fiberglass and whatnot. I'm all the way over there so I don't cause too much of a ruckus over here while he's trying to buff. Okay, I really need to stop doing this, but next day again, I think, or 2 days, who knows. Been doing nothing but sanding and body work and sanding and body work, but I do have, oh man, it's so bright out here, fender and the skirt officially on. There we go. Yeah. Looks pretty good. It's definitely far from perfect, but it looks damn good. Right now I have the front bumper over on the stands, and we're just getting ready to primer it. I have this fender primered, but there's a few little spots that I didn't like, so I'm going back and redoing those.
Money Posse.
Damn, it's looking pretty. So, got the front bumper entirely wet sanded, washed down with soap and water. I wiped it down with acetone just now, and I got it in here with the heat on. Gonna let that dry for a minute, and in the meantime, I'm gonna continue wet sanding. This one shouldn't take too long, and then that one will be just about ready for paint as well.
Money Posse. Money Posse. Money Posse.
Check it out.
Track you. Track you. Track you.
Alright, so we let this dry overnight. Got the front bumper, the driver's side skirt, driver's side fender, passenger fender, passenger skirt done. All I have left to do today is the rear bumper. Thankfully I'm not doing any glass repairs, surprisingly. So I'm just too damn excited to start standing on that, and also it's pretty early, don't want to cause a ruckus for the neighbors. So I'm gonna go ahead and start mounting this up as well as the skirt, and then we'll get the bumper on and see how it looks. Okay, like 2 hours later, yeah, it took that long to get the front bumper snugged up. I made a very rookie mistake. That being is, oh my God, it looks so good. You always want to mock up any body panels, especially if they're aftermarket and you haven't run them before. Mock them up before you paint them, because you'll have little casualties like that guy there, which is okay, but like I said, these are different fenders. This bumper's never been mounted up to these fenders, so it would have helped if I mocked that up. I also don't have a front bash bar, and then also the mounts where the bumper bolts up to are kind of sagging and they're on their way out. So I just did the best I could with what I have right now and didn't get too finicky with it. As you can see, it needs some work, but this is all kind of temporary, like these self-tappers. I'm gonna go ahead and do nut certs, I believe. And I'm gonna have to do a little adjusting on the hood. As you can see, some of the body lines aren't exactly the same because I did have to adjust the headlights. They need to be adjusted like every other year or so, especially since this side's been crashed significantly more than that side. So I did have to adjust the headlight lids. I'll have to adjust the hood as well, get some risers on it to make up for this difference in the fenders and the hood. But for now, I'm very happy. This car hasn't looked this good in a long time. I'm gonna get some tires for the 18, so don't worry. But as far as what I got right now, this is my setup. Another thing to do before paint is to test fitment if you haven't already got it dialed. Another rookie mistake on my part. I'm going to be throwing the 18s on, and I haven't even mocked them up with any good size tires. These are just some random takeoffs, and they're not going to fit at all. 245 45s are super balloon tires. So if I have any clearance issues, I have no issue with raising the car in the front a little more, because at the end of the day, it is a drift car and it's not a stance car. And The last piece to the puzzle. It's dry. So look at that. Aero fucking basking. So I don't know if this is conventional or not, but this is kind of how I mount my rear Aero bumper. I don't like having those mounts in right there. I mean, it would make the bumper fit a lot better, but I've had experience where I scrape on something and it completely shatters this mount, and then you can't mount your bumper again. And then you have to do a bunch of glass work. And also I got this side dented a little bit. So what I've done is I've always just honestly ran zip ties. I have holes drilled in my valance, and then the holes in the bumper that line up. It's not quite adjusted correctly right now, but I've always found that beneficial. I've always only ran zip ties basically on all the fiberglass stuff I have. So in the event of an accident, it just falls off rather than shattering since it's fiberglass. So I've wall tapped this bumper twice, and you can't even tell because all these zip ties just broke free when that happened. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have it a little more bolted down this time around, but let me know what you guys do to prevent bumper sag, and comment below. Let me know. I'm interested.